Welcome to Esoteric Guardian. Today we delve into one of the darkest and most controversial texts in history, the Grimoire of Pope Honorius. Attributed to Pope Honorius III, this book intertwines elements of Christian liturgy with rituals of black magic, such as demonic invocations and necromancy. While its authorship is debated, what remains undeniable is the fascination and fear it has evoked over the centuries. The Church condemned it as heretical, but this only fueled its notoriety, turning it into a symbol of forbidden power. What secrets does this grimoire hold? Is it a tool for mastering the supernatural, or a gateway to uncontrollable dangers? Join us as we uncover the mysteries of this cursed book. The Grimoire of Pope Honorius is one of the most enigmatic texts in ceremonial magic, its origins steeped in speculation, mystery, and controversy. Attributed to Honorius III, a pope who led the Catholic Church from 1216 to 1227, the grimoire was supposedly conceived as a tool to dominate dark forces and harness them in service of the divine. However, there is no direct historical evidence to confirm this authorship, leading historians and occult scholars to debate whether it was truly the work of this pontiff or the result of a later forgery. Honorius III is primarily remembered as a staunch defender of the Church's strength and an organizer of the Crusades, someone deeply devoted to his faith. Thus, the idea of this pope authoring a book of black magic seems contradictory. However, in medieval Europe, the lines between the religious and the magical were not always clear. The use of exorcisms, relics, and sacred formulas within Catholic liturgy itself might have inspired the association between Honorius and the grimoire's content. According to this theory, the book was not intended as a heretical text, but rather as a manual for clergy facing supernatural threats. Another possibility is that the grimoire is an apocryphal creation from a later period. During the 17th and 18th centuries, a time of flourishing ceremonial magic and grimoires, many texts were attributed to figures of authority to grant them legitimacy. The name Honorius as a pope might have been strategically used to lend the grimoire an air of sacred power. This tactic was common in the production of esoteric works, particularly when their content directly challenged the teachings of the Church. Furthermore, the grimoire's language, combining ecclesiastical Latin with magical formulas, suggests it may have been crafted by someone well-versed in Catholic rituals, possibly a renegade cleric. The historical context also provides clues about the grimoire's possible origin. During the Renaissance and Baroque periods, there was a renewed interest in alchemy, astrology, and magic. In this climate, grimoires thrived as tools for those seeking to explore the forbidden. The Grimoire of Pope Honorius would have fit perfectly into this world, its dark and ritualistic content. However, a darker hypothesis suggests that the grimoire was created as a direct attack on the figure of Pope Honorius III and, by extension, the authority of the Church. In a Europe rife with conflicts between religious, intellectual, and political factions, a text associating a pope with black magic would have been a powerful weapon to discredit him. This theory implies that the grimoire was not written by occultists, but by critics of the Church, aiming to cast doubt on the purity of its leaders. Despite uncertainties surrounding its origins, what remains indisputable is that the grimoire of Pope Honorius managed to survive centuries of persecution. Its condemnation by the Church only heightened its allure, transforming it into a coveted artifact for those intrigued by magic and forbidden knowledge. Circulating clandestinely, it was copied by hand, by alchemists and magicians who regarded its pages as a guide to unlocking hidden power. The origin of the grimoire, therefore, is not merely a historical question, but also a reflection of the enduring power of myth. Whether it was a genuine work of Honorius III, a Renaissance forgery, or a political attack, this text became a symbol of the eternal struggle between the sacred and the profane, between official knowledge and forbidden power. Was it truly the work of a pope, seeking to control the supernatural, or the product of a world that blended religion, magic, and politics? The answer, much like the book itself, remains shrouded in mystery. Meanwhile, let us continue exploring. The Grimoire of Pope Honorius reaches its most controversial point in the section dedicated to demonic invocations and pacts. Here, precise rituals are outlined for contacting specific entities from the underworld, drawing them into the earthly plane, and bending them to the magician's will. These practices have cemented the Grimoire's reputation as a dangerous work, as they engage with forces that, as the text warns, will always seek to exceed the practitioner's control. The process begins with the meticulous preparation of the ritual space. The magic circle is the centerpiece, drawn on the ground with consecrated salt and reinforced with sigils and divine names, such as Adonai or Elohim. This circle serves as a spiritual barrier, protecting the practitioner throughout the ritual. The environment is completed with candles, incense, and consecrated tools, such as a ritual dagger or staff, used both to channel energy and symbolize the magician's authority. Each demonic entity in the Grimoire serves a specific purpose, such as offering forbidden knowledge, bestowing riches, or influencing the behavior of others. Among the most notable figures are Lucifer, Beelzebub, and Astaroth, whose invocations are accompanied by their unique sigils. These sigils, carefully reproduced on parchment or consecrated surfaces, act as astral signatures that establish the connection to the desired entity. Once the sigil is prepared, the practitioner must recite Latin formulas, carefully transcribed in the Grimoire, blending fragments of Christian prayers with esoteric invocations. When the entity responds to the invocation, usually in an intangible form or through subtle manifestations, the magician proceeds to negotiate a pact. This agreement may include specific requests in exchange for symbolic offerings, such as black candles, rare incense, or even more complex promises. The text emphasizes the importance of maintaining a position of authority during these negotiations, as the entities will exploit any error or weakness to gain control of the situation. The Grimoire also warns of the inherent risks of these practices. The entities, though constrained by the ritual, are described as cunning and dangerous. If the practitioner errs in recitation, sigil design, or the ritual's closure, they may face devastating consequences, ranging from spiritual attacks to losing control over the summoned entity. This section of the Grimoire of Pope Honorius illustrates the delicate balance of power between the practitioner and the forces they seek to command, offering both a path to immense power and the constant threat of peril. If demonic invocations are the heart of the Grimoire of Pope Honorius, the section dedicated to protection against these same forces serves as its shield. After detailing how to summon dark entities, the Grimoire meticulously outlines the methods needed to ensure these forces remain under control and do not turn against the practitioner. This dual focus not only highlights the inherent dangers of ceremonial magic, but also underscores the importance of conducting these practices with precision and respect. The text emphasizes that preparation begins well before any invocation. The first line of defense is the magic circle, a spiritual barrier that separates the practitioner from the supernatural realm. This circle is not merely a symbolic drawing. It must be crafted with consecrated salt or holy water, and reinforced with divine names and geometric figures such as pentagrams or hexagrams. Within this secure space, the magician places consecrated ritual tools, such as amulets and talismans, which serve as additional shields against malignant energies. The Grimoire provides detailed instructions on creating these protective amulets, using noble metals or high-quality parchment. The practitioner must inscribe specific seals, combined with sacred names. These items, consecrated through prayers and rituals, can be worn by the magician or strategically placed around the ritual space. Some seals mentioned in the Grimoire are designed to repel specific entities, while others act as general barriers against any malevolent force. Protective prayers and formulas play a fundamental role in this section, adapted from psalms and biblical fragments. These recitations not only purify the environment, but also bolster the magician's spiritual authority. For instance, Psalm 91, renowned for its ability to ward off unseen dangers, is modified with specific invocations to enhance its potency in a ritual context. Furthermore, the Grimoire carefully details the steps required to close a ritual properly, ensuring that summoned entities are returned to their original plane. This involves a cleansing process using holy water and incense, accompanied by ritual words that sever any lingering connection between the magician and the entity. This final step is crucial. A poorly closed ritual can leave openings for unwanted energies, exposing the practitioner to unpredictable consequences. The section on protection not only demonstrates a deep understanding of the dangers inherent to the supernatural, but also offers a pragmatic approach. While the Grimoire is undeniably tied to dark practices, it does not glorify risk, but instead equips the magician with the necessary tools to manage it. This duality, teaching both how to summon and how to shield, reinforces the ambivalent nature of the Grimoire of Pope Honorius, a book that grants access to immense power, but always under the looming threat of great cost if mishandled. After delving into invocations and protective measures, the Grimoire of Pope Honorius ventures into one of the darkest and most controversial aspects of ceremonial magic: necromancy. This section of the Grimoire outlines the rituals for contacting the dead, whether to seek hidden knowledge, obtain favors in the earthly realm, or even influence future events. Unlike demonic invocations, the focus here is on interacting with human spirits who have crossed to the other side, but whose influence lingers in the material world. The necromantic process described in the Grimoire is meticulous and perilous. It begins with a careful selection of the spirit to be contacted. This is not a generic invocation. The magician must identify the spirit by name and gather relevant details about their life, such as the place and circumstances of their death. This information is essential to establish a clear connection and avoid attracting the wrong or even hostile entities. The ritual space for necromancy requires a highly specific environment, and the Grimoire suggests symbolically charged locations such as cemeteries or crossroads. These places, regarded as natural portals between the physical and spiritual worlds, must be prepared with offerings to entice the desired spirit. These offerings often include black candles, food, and in some cases, symbolic sacrifices that serve as an invitation for the spirit. The magic circle remains crucial, but here it is enhanced with additional necromantic symbols to bolster its protective power. Invoking the spirit involves a combination of sigils, Latin formulas, and prayers adapted from Christian liturgy. These elements not only summon the spirit, but also anchor it within the magic circle, ensuring it cannot harm the practitioner. Once the spirit manifests, typically as an intangible presence or perceived force, the magician can pose questions or make requests. The Grimoire emphasizes that questions should be clear and precise, as spirits often respond vaguely or cryptically without proper guidance. The primary goal of these rituals is to access otherwise unattainable information. According to the Grimoire, the dead possess profound knowledge of the world's secrets and can provide insights into future events or hidden truths. Furthermore, they can influence the physical realm, intervening in specific situations if the terms of the pact permit. Such interactions are particularly appealing to those seeking power or advantage in political or personal contexts. The Grimoire warns, however, that necromancy, while captivating, is among the most hazardous practices. If the ritual is not executed flawlessly, the magician risks attracting unwanted spirits, deceitful entities, or even lingering residual energy that can negatively impact their life. Additionally, any attempt to break a pact with a spirit once it has been established may result in spiritual retaliation. The Grimoire of Pope Honorius portrays necromancy as a powerful, yet treacherous art, offering a glimpse into the mysteries of the afterlife while demanding the utmost caution and discipline from its practitioners. It is a path that promises profound revelations but carries equally profound risks. This text is more than a manual on ceremonial magic. It is a testament to humanity's enduring desire to understand and master the unknown. It bridges the gap between the divine and the forbidden, challenging not only religious doctrines, but also the moral and psychological limits of those who dare to engage with its contents, whether to gain power, knowledge, or control over our destinies. Yet it also exposes the dangers of such endeavors, the risk of confronting forces beyond comprehension, and the price that comes with reaching for the unattainable. What sets this work apart is its ability to reflect human ambition and contradiction. It doesn't merely teach magical techniques. It prompts deep reflection on the boundaries of knowledge, morality, and our own drive to transcend the earthly. It serves as a reminder that with great power comes even greater risk, and that navigating the hidden mysteries of existence demands caution and responsibility. Ultimately, this book is as much a warning as it is a guide. It illustrates that tampering with the unknown can open doors that may never be closed. Perhaps this duality, the allure of limitless knowledge and the threat of its cost, is why it continues to fascinate and endure. If you found this journey into the occult compelling and wish to uncover more hidden truths, be sure to like and subscribe. Together we'll continue to explore the mysteries that lie beyond the veil. Until next time.